Hello everyone, it is I, Sevens, and welcome to Module 2.10. Oh my goodness, double digits. Building Basics, the Power Plant Room. So, the Power Plant Room has kind of changed, at least from what I vaguely remember in the past. So, this is current as of 2025. So with that being said, let us get onto, oh, poor Bubbles, I'm sorry. This will be quick. Let us get onto the power plant room. Looking over at the room overlay for the power plant room, it's very easy to build one of these now. All you need is a heavy-duty generator. You need 2 or more power buildings, which can include the heavy-duty generators. It has a minimum size requirement of 12 tiles and a maximum size of 120 tiles. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that heavy-duty generators built in a power plant can be tuned up using microchips from power control stations to improve their power production. This right here is a power control station. You do not need this building in a power plant room to then tune up your other generators, but you do need at least one of these within one of your power plant rooms so that they can make the make microchips. Along with that, a duplicate must possess the tune up trait. Looking at Bubbles real quick, you can get that here with electrical engineering, which will allow a duplicate to be able to tune up generators and craft microchips. We can now say goodbye to Bubbles. We do not need Bubbles at this point. So yes, one of these needs to be within one of the power plant rooms, but the other rooms do not need this building in it. Looking at the database at the power plant, the requirements that I mentioned a moment ago, heavy-duty generators include all of the following, being manual generators, coal, wood, hydrogen, natural gas, petroleum, steam turbine, and I suppose you could even do it with a solar panel. With all of these, I have a dedicated module about power, so go check that out if you want to know more about these in particular. And then 2 or more power buildings can include all of the ones that I mentioned, except interestingly, not the manual. Yeah, not the manual generator. On top of that, batteries, jumbo batteries, smart batteries, power transformers, large ones, and the power control station all count as power buildings. With that being said, I highly recommend that you set up your generators in such a way where they are considered to be within the power plant room, and the reason for this is so that when you use the power control station to make microchips, and then you have a duplicate go to your generators that are also in a power plant room, you can then have them tune up the generators, and although I won't provide all the numbers, they will make it where all of your working generators produce more power, which is just a win-win for you. You know, that's not that difficult to implement. I pulled up the wiki real quick. So the NG's tune-up increases electricity production by 50% with no additional resource consumption for 3 or more cycles, which can be quite useful. With the power control station, it's also important to keep in mind that you will need to use refined metal to make the microchips. So keep that in mind. Refined metals can include using aluminum, copper, cobalt, iron, and gold. And finally, although it doesn't use that much in terms of refined metal, it's good to be cautious about just having it constantly being used for microchips, because you might slowly find yourself running out of refined metal. And that pretty much covers power plants. Yes, I would recommend building one power plant that has the building right here, the power control station, and then have a bunch of other rooms if you need it, depending on your setup, for your other generators that are producing power. Depending on your setup, that might just be one giant room, or you might need to separate them into different rooms. That way you can have it where the microchips are used to help increase your power production. If you have any other questions or any tips and tricks about using um, microchips and in relation to power production, please leave a comment and make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of these kinds of episodes. The support is greatly appreciated, and there's other videos related to other basics for oxygen included. So I'm Sevens, and I will see you guys in the next one.